Ara ara, kawaii koto. Hello, hello, hello. Can everybody hear me? Hello, Latent. Hello, Reniculus. Hello, again. Hello, Mechanics. Hello, Powder Queen. A pleasure to have you here. Hello, Cobalt. Hello, Varsk. Hello, Jesse. Hello, Knight 42069. I'm glad that you can hear me. 8-bit gentleman, hello, hello. Gamer, hopefully human, our kinds. Omega Nexosium Core. Hello, hello, hello. So everyone can hear me, but can you see me? Hello, everybody. Hello, hello. Let me go ahead and get to the correct screen from here. How is everybody? How are you all doing? If we have not met before, I am, thank you for the headpats. I am Odyssey of Odyssey Eurobeat. And my music has been featured in Super Eurobeat, Initial D, DDR, Matar Kanavi Shoujo, Rolling Stone, and much, much more. It is great to have you here. Can we get some love in the chat for everybody who's here today? I don't do that enough. I don't think I do that. I don't think I do that enough. Also, since last we caught up, we have follows from Reject Sanity, Fotato, Tavern Chili, okay. Michi Mizel, Pudge Queen oh, Pudge! I recognize you. Phil L123, and Powder Queen, who is also here right now. 8-bit gentleman with 20 months of resub. Can we get some love in the chat for 8-bit gentleman? Thank you so much for 20 months of subscribing. Can we get some love in the chat for you? I hope you are doing absolutely amazing. You are rounding that corner on the last little bit of a 2-year streak. I hope you're doing amazing. Well, 12-month streak, but 20 months subscribed. We'll count it. Honestly, I count any amount of time as a streak. How are you all doing today? Meow Hong, it's good to see you. Strawberry Girl Suit, wonderful. Yes. Because not gonna lie, yesterday I wore the strawberry one like this, and today I'm wearing the rose one like this. That is white like this dress, but doesn't have strawberries. It has roses on it. Honestly, okay. Thank you so much for the headpats. I have a weird story about making this week's schedule graphic that I found pretty interesting. So, I use a program called VRM Pose Bridger. I don't think that's a title. VRM Posing Desktop. Yes. And, I'll run in the amazing avatars that Nijitan has designed for me, and I'll pose it. And then I'll take pictures of it in that pose, and I'll use that for the pictures. So I took one that looked like... Hold on, let me see if I can pull it up. Gonna navigate over here. All right, right here. Well, okay, let me zoom it down a little bit. Look at this, though. Look at this pose. Look at just like that confidence. Actually, I don't think I can get. I would need to position my my leap motion differently to get something like this. But look at that. Such a lovely dress and hat. I changed my Twitch name to my Discord so that people would not get confused anymore about if I'm the same doll or not. Well, hello then. It is good to see you. And then I had this moment with it where I was like, wow. This pose turned out really good. I love that dress. I love that pose. I love that confidence. Wait a minute. That is a dress I own. That is a pose I can do. That is based on, I can just be that. And I had this moment of just sheer euphoria. Where I'm like, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to get myself put together and just exist that way. And I can. And I did. And it was amazing. And I got groceries that way. And as I walked in, one of the cashiers from across the way, I tweeted about it. And I think I posted about it in the server, just posting that graphic early. Hello, Daniel. Good to see you. I hope you're doing well today. So I posted about it in the server a little bit. And it's a good thing that I did that, too, because yesterday, after all that was cleared up, I got a lot of messages from work stuff and not so work stuff. And just like... I'm glad that I was able to feel that sort of ahead of time. And So yesterday was a lot of that. Today, that's not why stream is late, by the way. Today's stream is late because I had to get my car towed to the auto shop again. Long story short, I'm not sure if I told you all about the mishap with the battery. And then once I got that, like the situation around my car right now. Long story short, as I was driving away from the auto shop, well, not the auto shop, like the parts store, having plugged in a new battery, here I am cheering myself on. Finally, my car is all fixed. Bam! The car overheated to the point where something popped. And it sucked because I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was a hose thing or if it was the whole darn radiator, but I got the car towed earlier today, and it is at the shop now. I'm just having them take a look. See, cute Betty 2002. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the stream. It is great to have you here. I am Odyssey of Odyssey Eurobeat, and my music has been featured in Super Eurobeat, Initial D, DDR, Matarakon of Shoujo, Rolling Stone, and much, much more. Great to have you here. So I brought it in, and they're taking a look to see what might have broken, whether it was, one of the hoses or the entire radiator. Honestly, after this, I'm probably going to find a way to sell the car and get a different one, or find a way to get rid of the car if I can't sell it. Because I love this thing. It has served me very well, but it's getting to that point where it's kind of more trouble than it's worth, and I've spent more on the car than I spent to get it originally. Thank you for the headpats. So, and the thing is, like, that sounds like such a bother. That sounds like such a bad thing, but I remembered to count my blessings. I am so glad, and actually, the tow truck driver and I were talking about this on the way over to the body shop. Basically, he used to work in the mountains, and there are people that'll be stuck up there where they can't get cell phone reception for miles. And I live down the street. Well, they moved further away, but they're still in town. Hello, GLMD. I could have lived further away. I could have been in a place where I couldn't afford to get my car fixed. I could have been in a situation where it would be impossible. The fact that I can get my car towed to a reputable car shop where they've taken excellent care of me every time I've been there, and to have the means to cover it, I just felt very blessed in that moment. Just like, wow, this could have been a lot worse, and things are a lot better than they could be. And I do think those are separate things. Hydrate, that I can do. Also, hello. Honestly, I'll be real, huge improvement over earlier today. Earlier today, I had this weird moment of my brain being really mean to me. Like, finding things that I did in the past that were crappy, and ways that, oh, look what a terrible person you are. You're such a terrible person. If people knew what a terrible person you are, they would never want to do anything with you ever again. And it's like, that's not fair to myself. Some of this stuff was from years ago. Some of this is, like, a lot of it is just like, that's not to say that I am some perfect arbiter of perfection. There's stuff that I did yesterday that I'm probably going to be like, oh, that was really stupid of me. That was not very compassionate of me. But the thing is, like, the fact that I can look back and realize the ways that I've changed and the ways that I've grown from those situations. I did talk to, like, a friend or two about what I was feeling, and I felt better about it. I think getting myself put together and then going outside and talking to other people helped a lot. Sometimes the best way to get out of our own head is to just talk to someone else. And it doesn't have to be about what's in your head. It could be about anything. And now we understand the appeal of VTubers. Well, streamers in general, really. But it was just nice because after that, I started feeling better. I had lunch. I had a breakfast. I actually was able to take the time to make a little bit of breakfast in the morning. Yachty, first of all, I want to say thanks for the audio raid on whatever day the stream was. All nighters are confusing. I'm still exhausted from that with Shin on, and it gave me a brand new level of respect for streamers. It's impressive to be able to do all this regularly, and it has made me appreciate all the effort you put into content even more. Gladly again. That was the stream that you were doing with Shin on for, was it Sonic Adventure 1 or 2? If I remember right, it was 1. I might be wrong. All right, did I do the hydrate? I'm drinking a polar seltzer in orange vanilla. Adventure 1. Okay, I thought so. But yeah, Shinon is such a great example. Like, she plays such amazing games and has that passion for it, and will play, like, if I could stream as long as Shinon does, as long as she does, I would be just like, oh, I'd be blessed. And yeah, honestly, like, there's a certain stamina it takes to do streaming, honestly. Like, I remember I used to only do like 2-hour streams. It took understanding. A lot of streamers will do 4 hours. I'll think about that, bets. For me, I didn't understand what my vocal issue was, so I tried to keep it up to 3. Going for 11 hours, and that was after 3 hours of troubleshooting. Oh my gosh. Yeah. That is a level that I don't tend to put into these. I'll be honest, I tend to stream things that take a lot less effort for me to do. So after that, I ended up staying up to, oh my gosh. Again, please do get some rest if you can help it. Gosh, I am weird to track right now. I'm trying to pull my chair up a little closer. Pulled 36 hours awake. Again, please do get some rest if you can help it. I'll think for the hearts. Getting proper rest and sleep is important. And you probably don't need me to tell you that. I tell you that not to shame you for the time that you spent up either. As long as you are getting your rest. It was really fun. Good. I'm so glad. That's one of the reasons why in some amount of retrospect, I'm glad that I've never had to do like a marathon type stream. I've streamed for long hours before. I've streamed for like 6 to 8 hours, but I don't think I have the stamina to do it for such long stretches of time. In a way, I'm kind of blessed that the Audithon ended up being kind of short. Very full, a very packed stream. I revisit that stream from time to time. We won't let you Audithon. I'll think for that, Fats. Gives Odyssey Desert Bus. Oh, I'm familiar with that. See, I feel like if I had some amount of preparedness ahead of time and I wasn't alone, that'd be very, very different. But, and I will say, like, doing a collab stream like that with Shinon probably makes a world of difference. If I did something in a duo, I'd probably have a certain amount more stamina. I don't know. I'm about to yawn, though. Excuse me. I can't just yawn normally anymore, by the way. What was I on about before that? Right, streaming content, feeling better. Right. So, I was late today because I had to drop my car off. That will make... Honestly, with Centrea levels of streaming stamina would be wild. Strap in, everybody. We're here to stream for another 15 hours. Pure Eurobeat production. That's just a turbo stream. Redgo Light with 3 months of subscribing. Can we get some love in the chat for Redgo Light? Please enjoy your emotes, your sub badge, being part of the Oddities community for 3 months now. Yeah, that's just a turbo stream. How in the world does he have the stamina to go that long? I admire that, honestly. To be young and able to do things for long stretches of time. It's interesting. What was I on about? Oh yeah, I could probably go for about my usual length of time this time. I forgot to sign up for my dance classes today. And it's kind of just as well. I'm still monitoring the allergen situation, and I don't want my back to go nuts. The amount of streamers that can regularly do 10 plus hours is mildly terrifying. I feel like sometimes it just depends on the content. There could be something that I stream in the near future where I could go for some 10 hours. I forgot that I put Eurobeat in the playlist. Sometimes it's just like this. Oh, easy content. For example, right now, okay. You need to let Audie rest her voice more for longer streams. You need to start inferring what she wants from us just by body language. Nah, I will not decline that. Oh, it navigated to my first attempt at a voice pack that I will not be playing because I need it to be on instrumentals. Right. So, I remember when was I in the 2D model at that point? Yeah, I don't know. I wish that I had the stamina. I'm getting there. Right. So, I would have more stamina if I could stay on top of my cardio stuff, but I'm still kind of making sure that my body will be okay for it. Also, I got a bunch of new sports bras and shorts, sweats, and a set of shorts that I still need to run through the wash before I use them. So this week I'll probably be doing dancing after Wednesday and maybe Thursday. I'm not entirely sure. Archangel, hello! It's great to see you here. I hope you're doing well today. Today's just been a little bit quirky, a little bit interesting. Also, chat, did any of you catch something unique about tomorrow? For those of you who didn't catch the schedule, no worries. So tomorrow, I have us scheduled for, yes, Varsk, decorating the new laptop. For those who don't know, I recently have had some, I've had some things come in where income is definitely doing a lot better than it used to be. And with that, I was able to invest in a laptop that is capable of doing so many of the things that I've needed for some time. It's graphically more powerful than my desktop. It's got pretty great processing. It'll be able to basically run my DJ sets and performances and visuals all in one, to a point where I could probably start VTubing from it whenever I'm away from the house. And that's something that I want to start doing too, by the way. But at some point, I'd love to bring my laptop out somewhere and just stream from there. It'd probably be a very short stream just in terms of battery life. That is definitely one of the laptop's weaknesses. But from such a powerhouse, I think it'd be really fun to do more stuff with that. And what I'd like to do is I have a bunch of stickers. And what I'd like to do is do a little hand cam stream where we will choose a few stickers to put on the case. So I bought like a clear case to put on the laptop itself. And I thought it'd be really fun to decorate it together. Because, well, it's not just my machine. I bought it, so full disclosure, I have an affiliation, like I have an affiliate link and such with Stoneforged computers. Stoneforged, yeah. So what they do is they do like custom PC builds and pre-built PC builds. Very powerful stuff. They also have some of their own that have, VTubers on them, like Naya, Captain Dandy Floss, etc. And they sell the Haycos Bales computer case as well. They also have laptops, which is something that even I didn't know about for a while. So what I thought I would do, at some point I need to get a Stoneforge sticker, and I want to put that on the case as well. That way, I get a new laptop that allows me to perform the way I need to. You all have a role in how I perform, the way that I share what I do with the world. You'll be part of what everyone sees whenever I go live. And Stoneforge gets more from me than lip service. Hello, Neko Pupper. Popping in for a quick few before having to draft up contracts. That sounds like a doozy. Please rest well here. You've hit a little checkpoint. Rest up a bit before you go any further. Right. What was I on about? Right. So, I thought it'd be fun to choose some stickers and where they'd go and decorate it together. That way it's our machine. Our machine. 3 shows left this month. Hang in there. You're gonna do amazing, and they will be through before you know it. I had a gaming laptop before. I recommend you to invest in a $15 laptop cooler. It will help with heating. I see. B7, hello. I am doing well. How about yourself? But yeah, I thought it'd be really fun to decorate it together. So yeah, that's the plan for tomorrow. And that laptop, I'm getting it ready for Mag West coming up very soon. For those who don't know, Mag Fest has a little sister in the San Francisco Bay Area, and I am honored to confirm that I will be performing there. I've been going there since some of its earliest years, and after a couple years of kind of just doing a little, what's the word? A little rogue set, just in one of the little stands. I would bring things together. I'd actually bring my own monitors, my own Rocket 5s from my house, plug them into my turntable, like stick things together at this con to perform there, just for funsies. And a couple of those later, I actually started getting booked. So to play here on an official capacity on my own is a pretty big deal, and I'm extremely honored to be performing there. Here's the thing. I can't disclose the full nature of it now, but there are considerations and demands of my performance this year unlike any I've ever done. And I'm so glad that I have this machine for just that purpose, because it's gonna be fascinating. It's gonna be a much more distinct kind of performance from me. And an unlikely alliance to boot. So, it's kind of important to me. So, as I'm getting things ready for that, it's important that we have that part ready too. In fact, if any of you caught my performance outfit tweet, some of that is in regards to this too. It's like, do I wear something comfortable? I started looking into like tennis dresses. To get something where like I could still wear something that looks a bit like my hold on. Something that looks a bit more like this outfit. Something that looks a bit more like this. And, maybe I could still have the gloves on, but I could then still jump around and, point and dance and all kinds of stuff. Gosh, it's been a little bit since I've worn just this. Well, I did say Sundress in the title, so I'm gonna put it back to that one. I did say Sundress. Here is Sundress. Hello, Mr. Action. Good to see you. Sounds like a handful set up to handle, dare I say. It kind of is, but the fact that my performance will have certain demands of it is a sign that things are going for the better. And I think once the nature of my performance is revealed, you'll see how important it is that I get this right. Every time I look for something comfortable and practical, I always veer towards the super fun and said, and that's my problem! I just want to play dress up all the time. Put me on stage in idol outfits, princess dresses, prom dresses, goth outfits, crop top and booty shorts. I just want to be dressed up in all the cute things. But a lot of those things are also not very easy to perform in. And like, even idol dresses, like I would love to do like a more idol-like performance. I would love to do more like, I don't know, just like choreography, more like, the point, bang, kind of stuff. Very cute little motions there. It's only a relatively short time, screw practicality. I mean, I've also performed in high heels, and that's a complete nightmare. But also, my legs looked amazing in that performance, and a lot of pop stars can do it. So, like, I don't know. I gotta figure out, because see, here's the thing. For those of you who for many years, for well about a decade, I didn't have to think too much about how I looked when I performed. As long as I looked like any one of the two members of, oh gosh. Yeah, as long as I looked like any half of the Chainsmokers and DJ'd, I would look fine. But now that I have so many options, now that I have so many things that I can do and things that I can be on stage, I want to look good. Hello, Tangent. It's good to see you. I hope you're doing well today. My weekend was a weekend. One of the weekends of all time, dare I say. But I'm doing well. How about yours? I hope you're doing well. And the thing is, like, yes, I could. That's the thing. I'm trying to find that balance. I could look really good. I could also have something that's comfy to move around in. And if I get really sweaty, which I tend to do a little bit, it won't look awful. I'm still figuring out how to do my hair in a way that does not look awful. Ah, Tangent, I see. Well, how could I resist when you're the one asking for it? Tangent, are you ready? Let me know when you're ready. Ah, good, okay. Oi, shiku nare, moe, kyun. How's that? I forgot that I paused it. Oh wait, I didn't pause music. Kind of want something layered maybe, so if it gets too much, you can quickly go from fun to comfy. I suppose so. I noticed that a lot of the looks that I've done well in do have that layered element. There's actually a picture of me performing at Anthro Expo that looks really good. And then later on, I was able to remove the jacket, and the dress itself looked really good. But I also really like the idea. I would wear something goofy, like don't talk to me until I've eaten this shirt. Oh no, that sounds scary. But the thing is, like, I'm also learning to get more confident. It's a sugar-free Red Bull. I'm starting to get more confident in the things that I wear, and maybe a little bit more bold. Maybe something that shows a little more skin would be fun. Something, and also literally cooler to perform in, as in lower temperature. Maybe a tennis dress would be tight or like light and revealing enough to where I don't have to worry about, burning up on stage. Things like that. And there's considerations, there's benefits and drawbacks, and like, it feels like I'm playing Nikki Up to You, or what's the one, Love Nikki, where like every bit of clothing has stats. Cracking open a jittery one with the girls. Oh yes. But yeah, that's one of the things that I'm trying to figure out. And that has never ended. Ever since I emerged before you, this girly girl, it's been like, okay, how do I want to perform when I'm up there? You want a big poofy prom dress? I didn't go. Mood! Absolute mood! So there's a friend of mine that I've been talking to about a jazz performance. Maybe like a big band performance of Discord, where it's me in the red dress, maybe the gloves and all that kind of thing. I'm not a fan of puppeteers, but I have a nagging fear someone else is pulling out the strings. Like full Jessica Rabbit, like film noir level stuff. Just, I want to be in that. I want to be in a prom dress. I'd love to be in like, just put me in cute things and put me on stage as I sing. Didn't get to prom at all. I want to wear a tux. You totally should. That'd be. So I've heard that there are some things like proms after like high school. I'm not entirely sure how they go, but I like the idea. And so here's the thing, with regards to prom, I regret having not gone to prom. I do not regret having not gone to my high school prom. Because from what I heard, it kind of sucked. Like, the thing is, like, it's one thing. It's not that, oh, they didn't go to a mansion. Oh, they didn't go to this, that. It's that they hired the same kind of they hired the same crappy DJs that played stuff that was really not fun to dance to, and they didn't really offer much else to do. So it was just like, oh, okay, there's music playing, and there's punch. Yeah, I'm gonna go. And the weird thing was the middle school dances always slapped. Because the DJ they hired for those would play all kinds of stuff. He'd play YMCA, Jump on It, and like really, really fun songs. And no matter what, there was something for everyone. I mean, mind you, this was middle school, so our idea of dancing with each other was arm's distance. It wasn't even like a Christian school. We weren't even trying to leave room for Jesus. We were just trying to be like, this is other person. And I'm sorry, Neko Popper. That sounds terrible. I don't know, like, and honestly, I would not have been able to experience prom the way I would have liked to had I gone back then. I think even as far as back then, I had some sense that that I would have wanted to go differently. And by the way, I'm pretty open about this. I don't use the tag, but for those who haven't met, I am a trans woman. I came out live on stream May 26, 2021, here on Twitch. And I could not have gone to my prom back in 2004, 2005. So it would not have gone well for me. I would have liked to have gone to a prom. I would have liked to have gone that way, though, to like wear something pretty, to fret and fuss about makeup and jewelry and things like that. To get taken to a nice dance and so just I just wanted to be all princessy for a little bit. Let's be real here. But it made sense that I couldn't have gone the way that I did. Audie, someday you need to do a meetup with a high effort dress requirement. Honestly, one of these days, I would like to do exactly that. Like, I remember, I think it was with a previous assistant. The idea of an actual, like, in-person masquerade, like VTuber prom masquerade thing, whatever, where you wear a mask, like a face mask, like a masquerade, and something fancy, tuxes and suits, etc. Big poofy dresses for the femmes, whatever could qualify as, high effort, high presentation. And that way, no one has to know who you are unless you reveal it. And you get all put together all pretty and such, and it's real nice. So when you talk about that, you basically read my mind, because I actually was thinking about something like that. I'm not sure how much bandwidth I've got for that kind of thing yet. Is it loser behavior not to go to prom? I don't think so. There are plenty of reasons to not go to prom. If you don't want to go, if you just end up having a scheduling conflict, if you have something else going on, I think it's fine to not go to prom. I think the only way that one could be a loser not going to prom is if they had plans with someone and then day of decided not to go and didn't tell the other person or something. Hello, Saprasi. Good to see you. I got your email, by the way. It's been a little bit hard for me to go about and do things, but I do. I received it. Didn't go because I was, and I mean, I was a loner in middle and high school as well. For those who don't know, I was homeschooled until 3rd grade, moved schools in 5th grade, and went through public school until 10th grade, after which I took a diploma equivalency test that allowed me to graduate early. It's separate from the GED in that the GED isn't only seen as a diploma, whereas what I took is. So I graduated high school early, effectively. Didn't go to prom. 3 main reasons were no one to go with. It wasn't just my class, and 3 just didn't want to. Honestly, fair. I'm gonna take a quick sip of my Red Bull real quick. I was smart. Aw, thank you, Zoe. Another hydrate, that I can do. I feel very cute today, Zoe. Yesterday, too. Excuse me. Nah. Thank you, Pixie. I'm glad that you think so. Words are fancy hydrate. Right, so when in doubt, pinky out. That will make any drink sufficiently fancy. Cheers. And there we are. Too hot in London, I feel like I'm baking. I'm so sorry. I hope that you can cool down very soon. Lost my train of thought. Right. Prom and such. I personally think there's no such thing as loser behavior. It's some stereotypes that people try to impose on us. Lovers from fiction like Leisure Suit Larry just don't exist IRL. Everyone finds a way to be happy. I will say this. I understand the reality. Oh yeah, my Twitch is not connected. There we go. Yeah, the reality of things like prom, or, you know, the kind of behavior that people will be judged for. It's like, oh, you can't pull this, or you can't attract that. Like, I think it's normal to want those kinds of things because we want to be received well by our peers, you know? But it doesn't make us a loser if we don't end up going to those things, you know? Just because, I'd even go so far as to say, just because others might deem you one doesn't mean that you are one. It just means that they're being cruel about the hand they've been dealt. Excuse me. Oh, thank you for that, Bats. I want to throw a prom-themed birthday party for myself now since I didn't get... That is such a brilliant idea, Lexi. That is a brilliant idea. And I hope that if you do go for that, that it is every bit as amazing as you want it to be. That is such a beautiful... Oh my gosh, like... And thank you so much for the follow. Lexi... Oh, it sends... Okay. Lexi Glass, thank you so much for the follow. I am Odyssey of Odyssey Eurobeat. If we haven't met before, I make Eurobeat music. My work has been featured in Super Eurobeat, Initial D, DDR, Matara Kanavi Shoujo, Rolling Stone, and much, much more. Great to have you here. Can we get some love in the chat for Lexi Glass? Honestly, it's too late for my birthday, which is coming up very soon. We'll be celebrating it, by the way. I'll touch on this later. 23rd. But if I had planned for that ahead of time, I probably would have thought of something like that. Because, for years, because I'm a twin, I would have celebrated that with another sibling of mine. And now that I am a bit less like my sibling, I can now celebrate the way that I want. That's not to say that, oh, celebrating it that way was bad, but now it's like, well, bluntly, he can have his celebration and I could have my pretty pink, you know, whatever. Prom-themed birthday, honestly, yeah. I would love that. I don't know, like, I would love to have, okay, and mind you, I understand why I didn't experience certain things growing up, because kind of at the time, we were all growing up. I had mindsets and ways that I hid my denial in ways that I look back on and I regret. The way that I manifested that back then and the way that I hid behind my insecurity, I was not compassionate to others in the way that I hid from myself. And I was unable to communicate myself properly at the time. Well, I'm combining a little bit of my seltzer with my Red Bull, because screw it, why not? New flavors. I couldn't really do it. So, of course it wouldn't go that way. But, you know, maybe now I can experience some of those things on my own terms. I may not be able to experience a quinceañera. I mean, I'm not even, like, I've seen a lot of quinceañera dresses, like, around here. I'm not within, like, I would not be able to anyway. But, you know, a Sweet 16, you know, and some of the theming thereof. But, you know, now I could have an event that's very similar. I could have one that's similar in spirit. Things like that. Like, there's things that are within my power. Being an adult means you get to decide what birthday party means. Honestly, yeah. I remember earlier, like towards the end of last year, the beginning of this one, a friend had a birthday at a bar playing Red Dragon Inn. It was a quiet little bar, little hole in the wall, and we had an amazing time ordering drinks and ordering drinks in game. And it was really fun. Yeah, quinceañera dresses, prom dresses, just like... There's a reason that the dress that I stole the most when I was old enough to dress myself was my sister's. Oh. Yeah, like... I don't know. I think a lot of femmes want a little bit of that experience, you know? And even in terms of performance, while obviously not all of these would be great to perform in, a lot of pop stars will do those outfit changes, right? Like nope. If I start thinking about that, I might cry. If I start thinking about that, I might just cry. So now, let's talk about performing on stage in outfits. Yay! When I think about what I can wear versus what's practical to wear versus what's affordable, thank you for the headpats. Makes me want, Lexi. I just want a big fairy tale wedding dress. Are we gonna get into it? Thank you for the headpats. I never went to my high school's prom because I saw no point. Now I just wish I had. So here's the thing. I don't regret not going to mine. I regret not going to one at all. And here's the thing. Back then, I wouldn't have been able to go as the way I wanted to. And it's only been within the last 3-ish years that I've been the kind of person that I'd want to go to prom as in the first place. So why not some kind of like modern times now prom? I don't know. Hell, if need be, I could even DJ the darn thing for a little bit. I have a strong opinion that if you haven't had some sort of experience that others had, there's nothing preventing you from doing the same, but better, like on Independence Day, instead of run-of-the-mill barbecue, throw a banquet that would make any school prom look pathetic. Ooh. I mean, I do like barbecue. I get what you're on about. Like, you could choose how to celebrate whatever you want to. I think the things that prevent me from celebrating something the way that I'd like is time, money, and resources. I would need to either find an existing prom and find a way to join that, or rather find a way to be part of that, or make my own, which would be finding a venue, affording the rent of the venue for that day, promoting the event, figuring out entertainment, figuring out catering, all that kind of thing. And that's not to say it's impossible, so much as I personally am not in a place where I have the bandwidth. That kind of work, that level of work is not, it's not quite what I've got the bandwidth to do. But what I can do is think about my performances. I can think about what I'm wearing during my performances. Maybe even something just like this. Now that I think about it. Athena Belladonna, welcome back. Find someone willing to do that? Maybe so, yeah. I remember that idea that I had, that the first assistant was thinking of going for. It ended up not panning out, but there was something to be said about like actual steps being made. And I will also say that life does reward action. Better to throw an event that has failed on some level than to not throw one at all, right? I mean, don't screw people over. Don't steal from people. Don't do like a DashCon or a Las Pegasus Unicon or something. But better to have an event, to have tried for an event and fail than to not have an event at all. As long as you are trying within earnest. Because like I feel like some of the nightmare events that have happened, like what was that weird like Wonka chocolate experience or stuff like that. It's clear they weren't actually trying. They were doing so little with so little that it's like you're just trying to do this for money. A prom is essentially a banquet over getting your diploma. Banquets can be about anything. May worst, try finding people who'd be interested to essentially share the experiences. I wonder. There is very little stopping me from throwing. It would basically be a show with just a dress code. Thank you so much for the headpads. Like, I could do, in theory, obviously don't hold me to this because, like, again, bandwidth. But it'd be fun to, like, create an in-person event. Hello, Vanilla. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well today. very little stops me from throwing an in-person event, like just a show, or maybe, you know, I book a few of my DJ friends or something. Thank you. And then just it's just you put yourself together nice. You know, maybe it's at a bar or something. The music isn't, you know, so loud that you can't hear anyone talking, and you just maybe it's just like that, you know. Hello, Paradox. Good to see you. I'm doing quite well this evening. How about yourself? I will say, actually, on the subject of events and invitations and things like that, I am still figuring things out for this year's birthday. I will confess that last year I had a bit more time to prepare for my birthday stream, and this year I did not take that time, and now I'm kind of scrambling. But I'm at that point where I'm starting to send out invitations to other streamers and VTubers, and I'm daunted. Some of the folks that I want to invite are really cool and neat and cool and neat, and I am cringy redhead VTuber that makes Nightcore to Tallow Disco. And it's like, pretty please, can you come to my birthday party? We'll have video games, and we'll have a hangout, and it'll be real neato. And yeah. Oh, thank you. And I understand that in reality, they'll very likely just say, sorry, got something else booked that day. And every time that I have attempted to ask for something like that, I've at least, you know, the worst thing I've encountered is that, like, sorry, wouldn't quite work out. We'll have chips and cake. Honestly, for my birthday, I will probably put off my keto for a little bit. Or, wait a minute, I could just get like you know what I might do on my birthday? Maybe the day before, or maybe it can be something that I do stream. I can make like a keto strawberry funfetti cake. Asking wouldn't hurt. They can't do more than decline or accept if it helps. I would love to come. Video games. So here's the thing. The plans that I have are the following. There will be games with chat, and a couple of games that I do with a few invitees. And then after that will be a larger group call with the guests, and then maybe more of a one-on-one for folks who might be a little bit more anxious in large calls, or prefer a smaller profile, or can only swing by towards that tail end. Just kind of things like that. That's the way that I've generally got it structured. Because, like, it's surreal to think that the folks that I am considering asking are even on that list. VR chat, meet up, maybe too. So I have separate ideas for that. I think that will be a separate thing in general. I want to figure out VR chat stuff for a later day. I know that it's been a long time since I've been in VR chat, and I miss it. I want to hang out with y'all. I want to do like full body, in fact. What I might even do, now I think about it, I might use the laptop for that, and then keep things plugged in, because then I'll be able to just have the laptop in the room. I've never done VR chat, but it seems cool. So the cool thing is with VR chat, all you really need is a laptop. Or sorry, you don't need a VR headset. You just need like a desktop or laptop that's sufficiently powerful and pretty good graphics. Yeah, you can run VR chat without VR. You know, it just so happens that... oh yeah, no. See, that's the thing. The new laptop handles it better than this. The new laptop has a graphics card that trounces this one. I think it's basically just the next generation after this one's graphics card, and the same amount of video memory. So it's just like, ooh, it looks good. But I digress. Hold on, quick stretch. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, there's ways to adjust the settings to where it's not super huge on your graphics card. But I want to keep my birthday simple. I want to keep it here on Twitch and Discord. VR chat will be its own thing. For that, I would like to have... Oh, thank you so much for the headbutts. What I have planned is I still have a performance in VR chat lined up And what I like to do is have a meetup after that. Thank you, gamer. I think I would like to. Hello, Sora. Good to see you. Today is going well. Thank you for asking. How about yourself? Yeah, I want the VR chat stuff to stay in VR chat, and for my birthday to be relatively easy to manage. So, thank you. The only scary part is the inviting people, because I want to invite people that I haven't always talked to, or have only so far talked to about business stuff, but I think are real cool and neato and would love to spend time with them. And, I don't know. It's, you know what it is? What day? Well, I'm not gonna give... Okay, the day that we're celebrating my birthday this year is the 23rd. Invite my Oshis, do it. That's exactly the problem. And I understand they've all got stuff. The fact that I'm asking 2 weeks out is a bit of a stretch. A lot of folks will have stuff planned out a month, 2 months in advance. And again, I know the worst thing they can say is no. Or the worst thing they're realistically likely to say is no. You know, in some weird world, there could be no, and I hate you, and I'm blocking and banning you. But that's not realistic, right? Yeah, sometimes even 3. That's the thing. Like, I feel like I could stand to be better about planning things ahead of time. This is why I have my manager. Thank you so much, Tessa. Blessing. Thank you. But business? Yes, business. Business. I see. Business. Is it working? Yeah. It's scary. And you know what the thing is? I was thinking about this a little bit. There's a gap for me. No, it's not gap moe, although some of them do have that. I know a lot of these streamers as streamers. That's not what my hand's doing. I would just ask them, make an announcement in a group chat or something, word of mouth. Yeah. Don't get me wrong, I will still ask. The issue is, like, getting confidence to do so. That feeling of, like, oh, am I wasting their time? Am I in a place where I could reasonably ask for this? Is it awkward that I'm asking? Like, I don't know. And the thing is, like, realistically, at least 2 of the folks that I want to ask have appeared here, have actually taken the time to be here. But the thing is, like, I would like to be friends. I would like to hang out more and do stuff more. But can we provide the impetus to ask? I appreciate that. It's probably best to keep it on me. I do appreciate that gesture, but it gets more awkward if it becomes an external thing. The thing is, like, no. I will ask them. Believe me, that is still on the docket. Thank you though. Kind of you to offer. But I'm explaining the obstacle. I'm still gonna jump over it. It's still a hurdle that I will jump over, but it's still a hurdle. The thing for me is, I am so used to these VTubers and streamers as VTubers and streamers. I'm so used to being on the fan side of the exchange to where, and then here's the thing, a fan can be, a professional can be. I want to be friends, but I don't know how to make the jump. And I worry that I come across as too professional, or like, oh, you can't make that kind of joke around Odyssey, you know, she seems a little rigid for that, you know? And I can make jokes! I can be good at that! I can do that! But, like, it's also that air of, like, I only know how to interact on the streamer level, like, I don't know how to people with people that I've put on a pedestal. And obviously I can still have conversations with them. I can navigate it. But, like, come on, you're a quirky big titty anime Eurobeat VTuber. But that's the thing, like, there's plenty of quirky big titty anime VTubers. These are the big titty anime VTubers. Peopling is hard, it is. Really just more about interaction, being yourself, and shutting off the streamer mindset. And don't get me wrong, I will still do that. But, I guess that's a thing about this particular line of business, where networking and being friends kind of have that blurred line. And I hate to use that phrase because it was really ruined by that one song. But, you know, working with someone on a project that affects your finances, working on a project that involves professional time, can also have that little thread through it that has to do with being friends or building a relationship outside of pure professionalism. And in other industries, that kind of thing is a bit more clear cut. In this one, it's like, okay, let's use Matar Khan as an example. Working with Matar Khan, of course I was very happy about that as a fan. I was like, ah! Yay! But as a person, it's like, all right, here's what we need. Here's what's this. You know, what do we have for this? That's great. I can work around that. No problem. But outside of that, it's like, I don't know. To me, I feel a bit awkward or different around bigger personalities like streamers. At the end of the day, there are peeps like you and me with same struggles and quirks. Trying to build the courage to even talk to one person is hard enough because there's one reducer I want to ask to talk to, but my nerves, oh, I'm sorry, gamer. And yeah, and I know that I can navigate it. I have many times before, and I will do it again. Like, I've had some of my Oshis see me in a crowd and recognize me before I said my name. I don't know what I did to be regarded like that, but I love that, and it makes me so happy. Maybe on a parasocial level, maybe on a social level. I don't know. I'm not actually holding my hand up to my head. That was weird. Fancy hydrate. That I can do. I have a very infectious... Why did that fluster me? Thank you, Pixie. I guess I just need to go for it anyway. Thank you for the headbats. Like, I guess I don't want to. No, don't be sorry. If anything, thank you. I think the thing for me is. Oh, wait, fancy, right? Pinky out as you take a sip. Thank you for the headbats. There we are. I remember an interaction that I had in December last year, where Ori popped in, Ori Hime VT, the amazing graphic designer and artist. Thank you so much for that, Bats. Have you ever thought about you being the person that people don't want to talk to because you make them flustered, so asking you is hard? On paper, yes. In practice, no. I'll be real with you. I remember thinking, as far back as 2019, that my time in any kind of spotlight is done. That, all right, I made the one song that someone else made better. I did a couple songs that ended up in a racing game. Congratulations. Get ready to fall off. But on some level, it never happened. And this is not me trying to brag. I am genuinely surprised by this. The fact that some of the streamers that I admire and look up to recognize me. That Shibidoki recognized my name. That Snuffy recognized my name. That Cottontail recognized me. That Numi recognized my face! Oh, she surprised the hell out of me! Like, that blows my mind. So, I think there's still that kernel of thinking in my head that I'm in... And on paper, I realize it's not true. On paper, I realize that I'm making stuff that many people would still be blown away to do. I'm getting opportunities that I'm not going to talk about. But, that are amazing, that most people don't have a career that lasts long enough to do. And I'm doing them with cool people in the here and now. Actually, I want to check one thing real quick. I'm a very hard person to hate. No, I can give plenty of reasons, and some people don't even need that. You should ask, well, don't ask some people, but there are plenty of people that hate my guts. Let's see. I gotta check something real quick. Is it out yet? Maybe not. No. Not that artist. I mean, before I came out? Before I became a trans woman? Publicly? There's a lot of people that hate what I did to Eurobeat. There's a lot of people that hate the way I went about that. There's people that hate my demeanor. Listen, it's the internet in the 21st century. People will find something. What I guess I'm blessed about is that people haven't taken the time on me. There's bigger fish to fry. There are, I guess, just worse offenders. And on some level, I try to conduct myself in a way where if someone doesn't like what I'm doing or who I am, that they can still interact in the space that I'm in peacefully. Like, if they don't like the music I make, they can go somewhere else. If they don't like the fact that I'm trans, there's someone else that they could watch that is, you know, doing basically what I'm doing. I don't know. At any rate, I don't think that anyone would, like... I'm sorry, I feel like this got awkward real quick. I'm also experiencing a little bit of indigestion, so some of that's a little bit the case here. I think it's still hard for me to wrap my head around the fact that I am still, that I'm still interesting to people. And that's the thing, really. I think it's the fact that people still find me interesting. Because I can make conversation. Hydrate, that I can do. I should probably get, like, water. As long as I've known you, you've always felt a lot more considerate to others and yourself. You got, I guess. I think the thing is, like, there's still a level of... Yeah, I'm gonna grab some water real quick. I'll be less than a second or two, or less than a minute. I'll be right back. Yep. Water. Can't find my water bottle. I'm back. All right, water. Right, here goes. It does feel better, thank you. So, ever since I've been watching you and been active in chat, you've been nothing but a... Aw. Gamer, thank you. I think I still have that element in my head that suggests that...
You're such a good girl.
Thank you. Vanilla, thank you so much.
You're a very kind, considerate, and funny individual. Fun to be around and listen to. And even if people hate your guts, that's normal. You can't make everyone happy. But you make us happy. Less than free. Much love. Less than free.
Vanilla, thank you. I appreciate that. Creepy, hello! My darling, my beloved, how are you doing today? I hope you're doing absolutely amazing. And yes, that was for you as well. I love you too. What was I on about? Oof. Hi. I think that particular thing is like there's still that kernel.
Sit down. Allow your eyes to meet mine. Good girl.
Goodness gracious. What were we on about? What were we on about? Right. My brain is a blank. I need to resituate that a little bit. There we go. Okay. I had a super dysphoric event earlier and the vibes here have been so cozy. I'm so glad. Honestly, that's such a relief. I do aim for not to say that I'm the comfiest, coziest, of streams, but I like to think that it's a comfortable spot in general. And, right, on that subject, there's still that thing in my head that tells me that I peaked in the 2010s, that I sounded better back then, not that I looked better back then, but I might have even dressed better back then, that, more people were talking about my work back then, that kind of thing. There was more demand back then. And while on paper, that's not true, and in execution, that's not true, there's somewhere in the back of my head, it's like, all right, well, get it out of your system now. So I'm patient. Honestly, I need to find a way to permit myself to believe that. Not to say that I can't believe it, so much as like, brain mean, brain not nice. And maybe because you did Pony Beat and all the blast stuff. So some of the blast stuff was before the 2010s. A lot of people forget that I was Ken Blast before I was Eurobeat Brony. Like, When the Sun Goes Down was before my first remix as Eurobeat Brony. Seriously. If I'm not mistaken, When the Sun Goes Down was like, what, 2007, 2008? And Super Pony Beat was late 2010, early 2011. So, yeah, in fact, I think even the Toho stuff was a little bit earlier. Final form is Big Booba Energy Anime Girl. What's the DAW of choice? I've been using Bitwig Studio lately. I used to use Logic for very, 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 very many years, and then I used Ableton Live for maybe 1 or 2, and now I'm in Bitwig Studio. Thought the Top was your first song, or China Gal. So China Gal was a Sugano track that he asked me to sing on. Yeah, that is Sugano's production for sure, for sure. We are our own worst critics. Don't be too hard on yourself. We are our harshest critics. I took too many things to heart with some of my other critics. I think, I remember the well-intended advice of people that told me, this Eurobeat thing isn't gonna go anywhere. That Eurobeat is cringe, that Eurobeat is something I do on the side when I make real, as I make real genres, stuff like that. Just little bits of advice that would suggest that what I was doing was either not worth it or would not last. So, haven't seen that one in a while now that I think about it. It's weird because I don't think anyone expected that it would go this long, myself included. How many times do people in the music business get told that they're not going to go anywhere, but once they do, everyone then jumps on and says congratulations? Very few, actually. Because a lot of people get told that they're not, like, for the amount of success stories that we get that start that way, there's probably several orders of magnitude of people that are told they're not going to go anywhere, and they turn out to be right. I hate to sound, like, cruel, and that's not to say that you shouldn't, shoot for the stars or try to do well, but my case is an exception. My success is not common.
Excuse me?
Yes, darling?
Mommy? Sorry. Mommy? Sorry.
Yes?
Mommy? Sorry. Mommy? Sorry. Mommy?
My kind of success is not common. So I kind of bring all that with me whenever I approach someone. Oh, thank you for the 5 bits. Very much appreciated. Shoot for the Stars sounds like a good title for your Eurobeat song. Here's the thing. Shoot for the Stars or Aim for the Stars or something sounds like an idle Eurobeat track. Like, I don't know, like it's the kind of song that I would write for like Suisei or something. Gosh, what I would give to write for Suisei. Oh my gosh, I just realized that. And mind you, coming back around to this, I will still send out invitations and such. I got to do that later in the year for another thing that's coming up anyway. I guess the thing is, like, if it's for a project, can do. If it's for paperwork or something, can do. I can talk to just about anyone and be like, hey, excuse me, can I get you to sign this thing real quick? It's just this paperwork that, we just need to clear that and call it good. Personal stuff? Getting people to spend time on me? Skilly. I don't know.
Just do it! Make your dreams come true!
Okay. Okay, wait. Am I supposed to say that in like an idol voice? Shoot for the stars, darling. Let me be your alpha girl star. We can just pretend that never happened. We don't have to. We don't gotta think about that too much. See, that's the other reason I can never be a full tilt idol. To be able to say that kind of thing with a straight face is a little bit more than I can do. Hydrate, that I can do. What were we on about? Right. When does that redeem? What? Make me say something like an idol? Or make me do an idol introduction? Oh gosh. I think I'd probably put that higher price-wise than Good Boy or Good Girl. Hello, morally ambitious Luna. How are you doing today? I hope you're doing well. But yeah, no, like that's one of the things that I'm bumping into with invitations for certain events. If it's something that I like, the later event that I'm putting together, that will be easier for me because there is a certain amount of, because it's not just for me, it will be a charity event. For that, it's a lot easier for me to approach people because it's not just for me, it's for a cause, it's for something larger than myself. I guess somewhere in my head, I have this idea that I'm not worth the time. That I'm not worth the time investment, I guess. What's the word? I guess it would just be imposter syndrome. I don't know. My day has ended. I am in bed. Well, good evening. I hope you sleep well tonight. That's all. Like, I'm doing well, Oni. How about yourself? Audie peeking emoji. So we do still need to get new emotes. I still need to reach out to OMG Productions about another round of emotes. But yeah, that's a really good idea. I'm gonna jot that down. Let's see. I'm gonna call it Audie Peak. Okay, Cool Ball, I saw the message that you sent and I agree. The only hey, how? What was that for? I'm not gonna approve that message only because, well, sometimes it does. Sometimes I don't always get it right. I'll think about that, Bets. But yeah, I agree. Imposter syndrome is definitely that. I think I did that. Hydrate. What was that on about? It can be a pain, but I'll get past it. I've been able to get past it so far. It'll happen. And next week, next Friday, basically, yeah, next Friday, it'll be a lot of fun. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised by some of the folks in the lineup. An interesting choice in behavior. Yeah. Are we throwing things at me, huh? Yeah? If I got a little, yeah, makes it a little easier to hit, huh? Yeah, hi. Careful what you wish for, huh? If you wanted my attention so much, you've got it. Yeah? You're doing good considering it's your it's your birthday! I'll do that wink in just a second, but first, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, the Hunter Oni. Happy birthday to you. Yay! Can we get some happy birthdays in the chat for the Hunter Oni? I hope that you have a fantastic birthday, whether you're celebrating it today or another day that you feel very much celebrated, appreciated, and adored. I hope you have a fantastic day of celebration. Yeah, this confetti's for you. And Aaron, for that wink. Excuse me. What were we on about? I lost my train of thought. Right. So next week will be fun. My birthday's on the 12th, so for me it was yesterday. Ah, okay. I mean, here it's the 12th. Oh yeah, you were saying in America, yeah. Wait, it's California in America. I don't know. Sorry. I don't know why Bimbodacy is so fun. Y'all have thoughts? I am a thought. I've been told as such so many times. I only have trains. Shower thoughts. I try not to have shower thoughts. Being alone with my thoughts, it's not that it's scary so much as like, I don't know. Sometimes it can be really mean. And I think that's why I avoid being alone with my thoughts too often. Because it can't always be sure if it's going to be cruel or kind or something. Sometimes it's kind. Today, after a while, it became, oh, Vieira. Why didn't you say so, darling? Are you ready? Thank you for the head pats. Vera, let me know when you're ready. As a matter of fact, let me get a little closer. Ara ara, iko da ne. Aw, what a good puppy you are. You're afraid of, oh my, woman jump scare. Exposure therapy is not working. Okay, I'm sorry. I should clarify if you're joking or being serious. If you're being serious, then I will respect that and I'll stay back. If you're joking, then, well, skill issue, really. The thing is, like, I want to joke, but I also don't want to be actually insensitive. Skill issue. Okay. You're not beating the bottom. Well, of course you're not beating the bottom allegations, honey. They fit you to a T. You're such a bottom, Vera, huh? And that's okay. You don't think anyone is seriously afraid of women? This is not a political space. 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 Anyhow, let's get on to other subjects. Fancy hydrate. That I can do. Remember, when in doubt, pinky out. That makes any sip extra fancy. Cheers. You would have redeemed a good girl redeemed today, but you're poor. I'm sorry to hear that. My brain is having trouble latching onto things. They really said that I don't have ADHD. I exhibit so many signs. Vera? Bark. And Arkines redeeming that good boy, good girl, etc. for Hunter Oni. Hunter, do you accept that redemption from Arkines? Do you accept it? Okay. And you asked for a good girl, right? Oni? Oni? You are such a good girl. Coming to my stream on your birthday to share it with us. What a thoughtful and kind girl you are. What a good girl you are. Who's a good girl? Who's mommy's good girl? Is it you? It's you. Good girl, Oni. Good girl. How's that? How do you cope with the fear of failure? Because my professor has practically been increasing my fear of failing. And although I want to speak up about it, I fear I'll just get shunned. Aw, Oni, of course you are. You're such a good girl. You have 50k points right now. Might as well share them around. How very generous of you, Arkines. Listen, one of these days you're gonna get one. You're gonna get something from me for free. It'll happen. How do I cope with the fear of failure? I struggle with it. I do not cope. I am very bad at the fear of failure. I guess the thing for I think the thing for me is it depends on what I'm about to fail at. If it's something that I can reasonably accept failing at, then I tend to understand it in my head. It's like, okay, you know, I might fail. Here's what might make that happen. Did that. Hydrate. I'm gonna do that right now. Ah. Goodness. Oh, and I see another sound alert on the horizon. Failure just kind of comes naturally, so in my case. So here's the thing. Try to find the realistic point of failure. It's like, okay, what's likely to happen? Say in this case with your professor, if you talk to your professor and he doesn't, I think he's so much that pads. Maybe you can have a word with your professor, just be like, hey, you know, I am putting in the effort for this class, and when you say this or do that, I get concerned that, you know, I start to question myself. I start to no longer feel comfortable that I will succeed. And then maybe you can work something out. I remember I had a history class that I actually really liked, that I was actually like enjoying, and I was doing poorly. And I talked to the professor, and I remember he looked like older, happier Chandler Bing teaching a I think it was a history of California, like history of California law or something. And what was it? And when I went in, we got an idea. Hello, Fornea. Good to see you. How are you doing? Hello from above, I guess. I studied for it. I really gave it my all. I ran stuff by him. He was like, oh, you're going to do great. Bombed that test. Worst one I did. Absolute worst one. I went in to talk with him. I'm like, what should we do different? What do I have? Thank you for, oh, no problem. Absolutely. I remember, Leighton put me, pointed me in your direction, and I'm so glad that Leighton did. I hope you're doing well today. Well, and a little pang of indigestion is hitting again. So I talked to the professor. I'm like, look, what do we need to do different? What's happening that needs to change? And he was like, full honesty, I don't know. I went over your notes with you. We did what we could. I didn't tell him this. I changed my studying in a way where I kind of gave up. I didn't really care about the subject so much as reviewing it a little bit ahead of time, right before the test. Test went way better. And I did eventually touch base with him again. I'm like, hey, just wanted to check in if there's anything. There's some other paperwork that I need to turn into him directly, and I was like, hey, just want to make sure. And he's like, yeah, what's been going on? You've been doing a lot better lately. The problem was, I cared so much that it was getting in the way. I just kind of stopped. I'm not saying don't care. What I'm saying is, like, you said questioning myself if you know how lost and clueless I am about everything. I think it's asking specific questions. Also, vanilla. Oh my. Cobalt Lance redeeming that for Super Eurobeans vanilla. Vanilla, do you accept that redemption? If you don't, then I can refund Cobalt's points. Do you accept or not? No pressure. If you don't want it, I'll refund Cobalt's points. Not a problem. But if you say yes, then I will happily deliver. Not exactly against it. I'm going to take that as a yes. Vanilla, what would you like to be called? You're a boyo? Would you like to be called good boy then? I like to check. Sometimes for some people, this is a great way to experiment with gender identity. Or other identities too. But if that's what you want, shall I call you a good boy then, Vanilla? Vanilla. 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 You are such a good boy. What a good boy you are. Who's mommy's good boy? Is it you? It's you. What a good boy you are. Who's mommy's goodest boy? It's got to be you, Vanilla. What a good boy you are. What a good boy. Yo, are those some alt codes getting in there? Oh my. Yeah, you ever soft on someone so hard they start umlauting? Oh my, oh my. That is a new sentence. That is practically, goodness gracious. So it is an hour and a half into stream. I'm gonna go ahead and take a quick 5-minute break. I did just realize now though, I forgot to properly implement words on stream. So what I'm gonna do is get that ready. And then, let's see, words on stream. We're gonna go here, properties, boom, boom. And we're gonna hop out of there. And I will be right back. Lol, JK, get juked. One sec. I'm back. Sorry. I was literally just about to push the end it, but then I missed the countdown by less than a second. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But I'm also back. Hi. Did you miss me? Oni claimed they were back. Leave a guy. GLMD, thank you so much for the subscription, being gifted from Anonymous. Very much appreciate that. I'll get to you in a second. Oni, what happened while I was away? What happened while I was gone? I'm not mad, I just want to understand. You were slightly better at me in the word game. Well, thank you so much for the head pats. Well, I suppose today I didn't really do particularly much, so you did outperform me there. One of these days, perhaps I will participate in the game a little bit more often. We'll see how it goes, okay? That would be very fun. Ma'am Oni publicly humiliated me. Somehow I don't feel humiliated. Interesting. How cute. I love when you all think of me for competitions like that. Anyhow, I came second from the word game, which is okay because I think as much as that Pats, which is okay because it wouldn't look good for a mod to win outright. Well, I mean, the thing about words on stream is that it's like, I mean, anyone can play. So just because a mod wins doesn't mean that they didn't play just as well as anyone else, you know, or that they had any, I think especially that Pats, that they had any kind of advantage. It's not like it lets you win any more easily than anyone else. I don't know. Also, sorry for the wait. I'm back. I took a little extra time to make sure that my gut felt a little bit better. Can't clip the good boy thing anymore. Have to do it after stream. Oh no. Hydrate. That I can do. Also, I've never seen a round of words get all the words found. Really? I shall now descend into slumber. See you later. Take care, Luna. And, it's Miss. Misses would imply that I'm married, and, well, I have not cried at the sight of myself in a wedding dress yet, so... Not yet, not yet. Drinking it right now, Mango Monster Energy. Ooh! An excellent choice. I'm not married to the grind. No. Honestly, I could be bought away from the grind for the right price. You'd rock a wedding... There is artwork of me in a wedding dress. Anonymous gifter gifting us up to the Hunter Oni. Can we get some love in the chat? First to our anonymous gifter and to Hunter Oni. Yet Mommy P and I are working on it. Oh. Haven't heard of... Oh. Long time I didn't attend the stream. Good to see you're all doing well. And thank you, Caster. It has been a little bit since I've seen you. I hope you've been doing well. And hello, Timber. Pion, pion, pion. Oni getting rewarded for being a brat. I wouldn't necessarily say rewarded. Believe me, I do not necessarily reward brats. Limited time SSSR Odyssey. There is artwork of me in a wedding dress. Let me see if I can find it, actually. Hold on. It's from Mo, too. Ironically, this might have been artwork from before I came out. One thing that I remember I used to do back in those days was I would commission artists like Mo to draw me in various situations, just because like I wanted to see how it would feel. Like, you know, what can I look forward to in life ahead, you know? Maybe in desktop. Clean up. Ah. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Uh-oh. I don't seem to see it. Is it really not in here? Maybe it's down here. N-O... No, I guess not. Yeah, I'm really trying to find it. It's so cute. And I remember when I got it, I almost cried. I'm surprised I actually didn't properly cry. The thing is, I can't find the darn thing, and I'm surprised. Oh, you know what? There it is. There it is. Okay. I'll do the JPEG. Here we go. Oh, that's very large. I think this was... What? Your fluid, does that count? Unless you'll only feel fear. I see. Which Touhou game is my favorite, either because of music or gameplay? I have good memories with Perfect Cherry Blossom, and I like the shield stuff that goes. Yeah, right. Didn't Mo do an amazing job on this? Like he did such good work. Like he always does such good work. But like I remember the idea of this did make like it got at least a couple tears out of me because like someday, you know, someday I'd like to walk that aisle. Not yet. I have too many things that I'd like to do before I can commit my life to someone else like this. But it's fun to imagine. It's fun to think about. Yeah, that's there is artwork of me in a wedding dress. And that's all I'll say about that. Yeah. It's not to say that I haven't thought about it, you know. Only you'll pin to tree unless you're wound. I'll only feel fear. Too short to Kabedon. Want to marry Yuyuko? No. I don't know. Yuyuko. It's not that Yuyuko is a bad character. Just I'm not particularly drawn to Yuyuko as a character. Sometime me and my wife will be walking down the aisle together and then immediately both be... Huh? I don't get that. But yeah, no, I don't know, if I had to... Okay. Who would I actually, like... Which Touhou would I wed? She's a ghosty. I feel like I'd... Okay. Byakuran or Yomu. I feel like the effort and like, I don't know, the heart is in the right place. Like there's that drive to do well for someone, you know? I don't think Yuyuko would allow for Yomu to part, but you know, it's a thing. And then Byakuran just because like, oh my gosh, wife, bride. Yeah, that it's good stuff. Ooh, I'm kind of glad that I'm not going to be doing choreo today, particularly. Tummy issues. Sword Ladies, Yomu was great. Yeah. Woman, good stuff. Can vouch. You know, I loved women so much. I decided to join the team. Definitely go drinking with some of the Touhous. Probably wouldn't end up getting romantically involved. Yeah, a lot of them would like either eat or kill you. Like not even like you specifically, just like whoever you're with is like, ah, yes. The joys of particular yokai. I would not make a very, well. Ah, yes, thank you, Stream Elements, very cool. Women are very pretty, I love them. Honestly, based. Very based and woman-pilled. I don't know, like, women very pretty. I think I should have known that that I was one, because the way that I looked at women was very, 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 very seldom the way that like guys looked at women. It's like, oh, I mean, not just because I want to be her. It's like, oh wow, that really looks good on her. Like, oh wow, that looks really uncomfortable, but also very also very pretty. Me taking the woman pill to hopefully become one day. Oni? Have we had this talk before? Oni? If you're taking a pill with the hopes that you will become a woman one day, chances are good you're already a woman. If you want to be a girl, you can just be a girl. You know, that doesn't matter. Plenty of trans girls don't chemically transition. You don't have to take a single pill. You don't have, like, in what universe does that have to be the standard by which transness is validated? Of course not. Like, you can if you want, but plenty of trans femmes never touch the stuff. Maybe they can't afford it. Maybe they don't want to. Maybe they're fine with how they look otherwise. Like, it was never a requirement. Yeah. Your identity is your business. If you want to be a woman, you can just be one. Womanhood is not something meted out by the medical community. It's not something meted out by chemicals. Like, you can just be a girl. That's the thing. I remember when I was starting out, I thought that I had to prove myself to my bulky, hairy dude bro, like 80% of the time. My femme day is still perfectly valid, even if this is for... Yeah! 100% valid. Like, you are who you say you are. Period. If you could have been a perfectly, like, and that's the thing too. Like, you could say that you're something back then, and it's like, all right, I'm a girl now. Like, I was in Cub and Boy Scouts. I was on the wrestling team. I did all kinds of doodly, manly, masculine stuff. And I am absolutely a woman. Cis women don't stop being women if they experience menopause. Exactly. Yeah. Your guts, your body does not inherently dictate that you are a man or woman. There's, different equipment does not dictate that. And a lot of people, the only people that have appointments with that are the ones that have business with it. Unless people have appointments with your body, it's not their business. And I also understand this is a lot to take in. You don't have to, here's the thing. You don't have to identify one way or another either. This is more just indicating that you have the option. If you have often thought about being happier to be a girl, if you've been like, I don't hate being this, but I'd rather be that. I find masking is whatever I have to present at any given moment until I'm alone and trying to sleep, and I'm not presenting anything to anyone but myself. I can't sleep because I can't stop thinking about having boobs. Honestly, having boobs is great. I love it. I would not trade it for anything in the world. Honestly, like, they get in the way of stuff, and they get irritating, and if I had to do it all over again, I'd double the dose, baby. I would be on twice as much as I am now, but I don't think that's chemically responsible. But your identity is up to you. I used to think that I owed my identity to someone, that I had to keep being a guy because this person needed me to be one, or this person needed to be one. I wasn't married. I hadn't started a family. And even then, plenty of people with kids in married relationships transition and they turn out to be fine. If anything, better. In my old workplace, my boss was mad about people who don't fit themselves in one gender, means he doesn't understand non-binary or other. And that's the thing. It can be scary. It can be scary to deal with people that refuse to understand. That can be a scary factor, but that doesn't mean that you owe them anything. For me, I've always just kind of wanted to be a woman, and I've only realized it kind of recently. Now I just want booba. But yeah, I prefer the idea of being a woman. To me, and please understand, do not let some big titty VTuber on the internet tell you how to live your life. To me, that would indicate that you are a woman. That is not something that cis people tend to think about. Or rather, it's not a thought that cis people tend to entertain more than, you know, once. Even wanting booba. By the way, I understand that I'm also talking to you a lot on this. I can set it aside. This is a lot of talking like to you. If you want me to back off the subject a little bit, then we certainly can. Yeah, looking back, I don't think I ever properly felt like a man. I had moments where it was kind of neat to be with the guys. Like, I got along with that. I understood the concept of brotherhood in a way. It was still worth putting that aside to be myself. It's the whole press a button and you switch physical gender forever. Cis people never genuinely think about it. And I mean, yeah, like, I think a lot of cis people think about it and they're like, nah, I wouldn't touch it. Or they might even just be like curious, like, you know, maybe if it's only possible for like a day just to see how it is, I guess. But like, that's about it. I'm happy we're finally getting over this men don't cry thing that ruined a lot of men's life, I feel like, including mine. Oh gosh, yeah, that whole thing. Men very much cry. Men should be allowed to experience emotions just as richly as any particular gender. Like, the pressures that are on men to be stoic, unemotional, unaffected beasts is nothing but devastating. This notion that emotion makes someone weak is foolish. Allow me to hydrate real quick. Men should cry. Everyone has emotions. And I feel like being able to cry shows a certain connection. It shows a certain connection to your emotions. It's very important that a lot of, at least in society, that a lot of women profess that they wish to see from men in masks. So there you go. Like, it should be permitted. The one day button is fine. Even the Ranma button is fine. The forever button is please no. That's fair. That to me would indicate a certain amount of fluidity. Real men don't cry bullshit. The strongest men cry. Hell, for every strong man, there's a stronger one. I would not be qualified to answer that last little bit, Timber. I haven't met the strongest of X, Y, or Z. As a former man, I still have feelings of I shouldn't show emotions, and when I do feel things, it's weird and I'm not sure what to do. I feel that, though. Like, that's quite a username. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the stream. It is great to have you here. I am Odyssey of Odyssey Eurobeat. Call you DJ. Then I will make a note on your account, and I will call you DJ. Boom. I will now call you DJ. How did your family take the fact that you wanted to be? Okay. So that's a fair question. And I'll say it generally because I don't think it'd be too fair for me to get into some of the specifics. It was generally well received. There was some amount of, yeah, we kind of saw it coming. Yeah, what's up, DJ? What's on your mind? What's on your heart? Hey, Mr. DJ, crazy for your song. Kikasete yo kimi no, come on. I see. Just make random noises for DJ's name. Nah, I try to respect people's names, when they come in. How do I do that gender thing to say? So it's, okay, pronouns.alejo or something. Pronouns.alejo. There it is. Yeah, pr.alejo.ao. Here we go. That allows you to set pronouns that show up in chat. Yeah, I do try to answer questions asked in good faith. As long as it's a respectful question to the best of your ability. Can you watch the Mini Mighty Kids? I have never heard of the Mini Mighty Kids, and I shall not be on YouTube. I don't think I'm going to do that, DJ. I appreciate your gesture. I have an itinerary of spending my time with my oddities, and I'm going to stick with that. I don't think I do a lot of reaction content now that I think about it. One of these days, I might do like a You Laugh, You Lose or something, but nah, I don't think I'm going to do that. But, sorry, before that. When I was still an egg, I had a lot of daydreams about having a wish or a superpower, and it was universally perfect bodily manipulation, so I could try shapeshifting until unbending. That's why I wanted it. Yeah, not me with the Ranma 1/2 wish. That is, as they say, a mood. Yeah, basically. Yeah, having that kind of thing, having that kind of interest tends to suggest that one is not inherently cis. I feel like there's a correlation between hormones being able to cry, because I've been on hormones for a few months and I've noticed that I'm way more emotional than before. It took me a few years to really start crying more freely. And I noticed that I still fight it a lot more than I thought. It's not that I didn't cry before so much as I kind of put it off. For those who have had the misfortune of seeing me cry on stream, hell, even the fact that I'm saying, oh, the misfortune, oh, I'm sorry that you see, like, I tend to apologize for my emotions as if my having feelings is a burden on others. But I notice now that it does happen a bit more often. Like, it happens a little bit outside of when I try to fight them back. I do think that, how do I say? I don't think hormones inherently make it possible or not. I think they incline someone closer to it, you know? It's not going to give you the feeling, it just makes that feeling a little easier. But we do have control over our feelings, you know, to an extent. We can control how we deal with it. First time I realized that I was more femme than masc was the alien one from Men in Black 2. That makes sense. What exactly is cis? Always heard it in a bad context, probably because I watch videos about... Okay, totally fair vanilla. And allow me to explain. Cis just means cisgender. It's the opposite of transgender. That means you were assigned a gender at birth and you're like, yeah, that's basically me. That's all it should have meant. I think a lot of very frustrated trans and NB individuals have used it in contexts and ways where it suggests frustration. And there are some cases where, how do I say? Being cisgender is not inherently bad. And the fact that you've always heard it in a bad context is an unfortunate thing. I am sorry that that's the way that you've heard it. Being cis is not a bad thing. I think ignorance to what trans and NB people around you are going through, that's where it becomes an issue. And I think when people go, oh, the cis could never understand, that tends to be a broad stroke made out of frustration. That doesn't... It's one of those things where, of course, not every single person on the planet, but it's a generalization towards society, trademark, copyright, registered, some restrictions apply, see source for detail, of course. Cis is a prefix that means on this side, the same side, and is the opposite of the prefix trans, which means on the other side. That is the most elegant way that I've seen that put. Sometimes you catch people when they're venting. Yeah, or sometimes someone makes a video in such a way where they are venting. Hold on, let me take a sip. Yeah, that's what cis stands for. It stands for cisgender. Thank you so much for the head pats. It's not a bad thing. Listen, being happy with the way that you were born is a perfectly fine thing. I think what a lot of people get frustrated with is have you ever seen a car owner that has never seen the check engine light come up? And they don't know how to fix their car when something goes wrong? Thanks for that explanation. I'm cis then, at least how I feel at the moment. TBF, I've always felt a bit more feminine, but soft doesn't equal feminine, but I always befriended girls and stuff. Okay, now I'm confused. So there is a difference between being feminine and being a woman. Femboys exist and are natural and wonderful and very, very good. And let's be real here. There are feminine men, masculine women, feminine NBs, masculine NBs, androgynous men and women. There's a combination there's all across the board. The Confederacy of Independent Systems, cis and alliance of separatists in the stars. Okay. I see what you did there. So I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with that too. For me, I had to ask myself, like, I remember when I was questioning myself, I was like, am I a woman or do I just want to cross dress? Am I a woman or am I a femboy? Or And I started asking myself questions. Am I a femboy then? I mean, here's the thing. Even just being a femboy, you don't have to do the femboy things, trademark, copyright registered, etc. Like, it's fun to meme about. Hello, Moo Gaming. You don't have to do anything. You don't owe anyone conformity to a certain identity. How do I say? I'm a trans femme and I don't like pickles. I also have some weird trauma associated with the Fallout series, so I'm probably not going to play the New Vegas game ever. It's not a bad game. Someone that I had brief conversations with talked about it a lot and turned out to be kind of just not great. Anyway, nothing about your identity is ever a bad thing. Give on trying to get me to play Celeste. Honestly, people should play Celeste because it's a good game. Can you do the infamous bwomp face that Doki made? So the rigging on this model, doesn't really allow me to do too much specific. I think hers is rigged such a way for me to be... That's the best I can do. But yeah, no. Also, hello, Aurora. It's been a hot minute. I hope you're doing well. You don't like hard games? Totally fair. A lot of the trends, some online stereotypes are kind of silly TV. It's just fun to joke about. And if you like them, good. Yeah, you love pickles and can double jump. I can double jump. Yeah. Also, hello, Spacey Bat. Bats. But yeah, no. Pickles thing is a salt craving is because spironolactone is a diuretic. That's true. But I just can't do pickles. I get my salt from other sources. I just add salt to my food. Seasoned salt, by the way. Absolute banger. What was I on about? You don't have to conform to a stereotype either. Like, if you find that you're just feminine, but you're still like a guy, that's totally fine. You don't have to wear anything. You don't have to do anything. Obviously, if doing certain things helps you express yourself properly, then yeah, do those. Excuse me. You don't. Please comply with decency laws in your area with regards to wearing clothes, please. But, like, lemon salt is the stuff for vanilla bean salt. Ooh, that sounds really good. But yeah, no, like, you can just play League. I haven't played League in, like, over a year now that I think about it. I thought about getting back into it because, like, my trauma with that came more to do with now an ex-friend that took the game too seriously. But yeah, no. The most that I think anyone should ever do in terms of expressing their gender or their just sense of expression. Am I a League player? I wouldn't call me that. I tried, and I mean, my chair is themed after Miss Fortune from League. But I'm gonna be honest, I get too anxious. I get too scared that because I didn't play perfectly, or even if I do play perfectly, that someone's gonna like come after me for not doing X certain thing, or they're gonna take certain things out on me. I remember liking TFT for a little bit. I mean, imagine me being interested in the red-headed Buzom bombshell, right? Fortune doesn't favor fools. I didn't hate playing League, and honestly, if I didn't have some weird, like, trauma about it, if you don't follow the script, they will make League. Yeah, honestly, that's the thing. It's like Destiny 2, you only have a good time if you've been playing for 6+ years. Oh, yeah. Watch your mouth, kid, or you'll be respawning at home. I would like to... I remember at one time I was considering doing a Star Guardian Misfortune cosplay, and I have some of the pieces of it, but it was kind of cheap and not great. I like the lore around League. Apparently, some of the new games that are coming out, like the fighting game and the new mode that's basically just like Vampire Survivor, those look fun. Those look neat. All 6 of the people who ever played it have... Yeah. Vampire Survivor mode is alright. Yeah. It's already out. That's what I heard. I saw Matara playing it with a bunch of people. You love roguelikes. Roguelikes are fun, yeah. I don't know. It's a weird thing. Every once in a while, I get this little shake in my noggin to go back and undo some of the traumas that I have for certain games. Okay, I shouldn't call them traumas. I guess just bad associations. Like, maybe I should play Fallout New Vegas. Maybe I should get back into League, but only so much as to like, get to a point where I can play rounds with friends without getting anxiety. Like, even Valorant to some extent. I know, I'm sorry. I like to get to a point where, even if I'm not playing well, that I can still have a good time. Ah, the Symphony of Death. Don't worry, you get used to it. I can't do it like Nat does, though. That's a problem. Roselia, hello! Hello, Raiders. Hello, everybody. Mighty Number Y, Raiden, Mighty Number Y. Is that what you were playing? Is that what you're up to? Let's get a shout out to Goblin, Paladin, Roselia, and an S and an S. Oh, to Goblin, Paladin, Roselia. How is your game? We've just been hanging out. We've been talking about all kinds of stuff. Thank you so much for popping in. I hope you're doing well today. Is it Zika VT? Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the stream. It is great to have you here. You beat it. All right on. Let's get some love in the chat. Congratulations. And, Shika, thank you. I'm gonna put a little note by that if that's okay, just so I know how to pronounce it properly. There. Also, Roselia, thank you so much for bringing your community here. I know that you just got done with stream. If you need to rest, if you need to eat, if you need to shower, bathe, or whatever it is, please make sure that you're taking care of yourself. We would love to have you here, of course. And for those of you who are new here, if we haven't met before, I am Odyssey of Odyssey Eurobeat. My music, my Eurobeat music, has been featured in Super Eurobeat, Initial D, DDR, Matarcon, Shoujo, Rolling Stone, and much, much more. It is great to have you here. Roselia needs a mental break after that atrocity of a game. Speaking of Mighty Number 9, have you played any Mega Man games? I have vague memories of Mega Man X. That's about it. And yes, my Raiders, y'all hear me listen to all. All right on. And, yeah, we were just talking about all kinds of stuff. We were talking about the new laptop and stickers and upcoming events and proms and birthdays and gender stuff, and it just really running the gamut. We talk about anything and everything here. But yeah, I haven't played a lot of the Mega Man games. Mega Man X is honestly a very good starting point. I say that as gal who's played almost every game. I would like to. Actually, you know what's a weird thing? I have more experience with DJ Command's Mega Man remixes than I do with the series. So DJ Command is a Eurobeat producer and a member of Eurobeat Union with FN2. And when he was still very indie, he made remixes of Prom. Are you going to prom, please? Prom Audi, and if so, Oni! Oh my gosh! Well. I have no plans to go to prom, but well, do your best when the time comes, huh? I feel quite a bit of overlap between Mega Man music and Eurobeat in terms of the way that melodies and chord progressions are structured. Yes, and honestly, Mega Man music translates very well to it. DJ Command did a perfect job of doing it. Yeah. Did you stop making music? Far from it. Eurobeat Union is very active. They're making Eurobeat for VTubers these days, too. For Marinas, I've seen them do stuff for some Niji Sanji talents. They did one for Mao Minmo called LV Gold, which is amazing. Yeah, no. Eurobeat Union members are very, very still active. That's why the Eurobeat remixes of Mega Man X work so well. Exactly. If you play Gravity Rush with the duty to the soundtrack, yeah, Dominic Ninmark, right? Yeah, honestly, Dominic is an absolute unit in the best way. Like, Dominic gets Eurobeat. I feel like, yeah, it was Ninmark indeed. Yes. Yeah, Dominic Ninmark is slept on in terms of Eurobeat. Also, DJ Boosh. She did some music for Shantae recently, and is very, very talented, very, very good. Oh gosh, that reminds me. I need to get back to a particular group chat. But yeah, no. Eurobeat rewards certain chord progressions and melodies. Gravity Circuit. Not sure why I was thinking of Gravity Rush. I mean, Gravity and then like Action. What was I on about? Sorry. Eurobeat rewards creativity. Sometimes. It depends on the direction. How do I say? I think Eurobeat rewards maximalism. Because I think Brad Sinclair once put it like, you produce Eurobeat like you're making a pop track. If you're making hyper techno, it's pure rage. And I think that checks out. I think Eurobeat rewards full, thick layers of sound, lots of little things going on at the same time. So when I say maximalism, I that's sort of what I mean. Lots of things going on. There's Eurobeat that isn't even Eurobeat. Have you heard the song Champion of the Discotheque? It's rock, but Eurobeat. I have not heard that song. I'm gonna write that down so I can listen to it later and not get a copyright strike. Eurobeat rewards lots of sounds and latest piled up on top of one another to create its own. Welcome back, Pixie. And that is one area, by the way, where Dave Rogers and I disagree. And mind you, that is not to say that Dave Rogers is any kind of bad at all whatsoever. Obviously, the man's a legend. Like, this is the dude what gave us Deja Vu and Space Boy and The Race is Over. Countless classics. But it's my understanding, and if I'm getting this wrong, then I do deeply apologize. There was a period of time where, if I'm not mistaken, his philosophy towards Eurobeat production was that a lot of Eurobeat was too complex. That if you made it too, if you did too much, that it would be hard to follow. I respectfully disagree. And by the way, that's not to invalidate certain minimalist approaches to making Eurobeat. Obviously, if you can get the same mileage with less, then sure. And you know, it's still a subjective art form. Presumably that's when the late thousands ABC. No, I heard it more in context of like DRM, like early Dave Rogers music stuff. Like late Sunfire, early DRM. I think it was around that time. And mind you, what I've been hearing from DRM seems to be kind of loosening up on that philosophy a bit. I think a lot of what drew us into Eurobeat, or drew me into Eurobeat for sure, was how lush it was, how rich it was with chords and arps and glissandos and sounds, and the richness of that production. You could steep yourself in this sound world. And there was lots going on. There's something for you to follow, but you could look around in any direction and something fascinating would be happening. That's the only way that I could think of to phrase it that way. And when you have Eurobeat that is sparse, it's not to say that you can't have something interesting, but it to me, it loses something. It's something that I've lost from my Logic Pro years that I've been trying to claw back over the years of working in Ableton Live and Bitwig. It's these little things that would do very little, but just having them there doing one thing makes a world of difference. And you have lots of little things doing little things at any given time. And I think that's why a lot of Mega Man X tracks lend themselves well to Eurobeat. Why certain forms of J-pop, like chord progressions, lend themselves well to Eurobeat. Because it rewards that. I think the way that Eurobeat's been established tends to do that. Sure, 90s Eurobeat was made with good old soundtrackers. It was. It really was. And I think what soundtrackers did was it was able to create a lush sound space, not necessarily with lots of layers, so much as the layers were thick. You had pads with motion to them and arpeggios that would happen just within a given layer, and it was efficient with what it had. It used a few things to make a lot. If Eurobeat is too sparse and you're using it to be complex, your brain goes looking for the details and it's disappointing that they're not there. That's fair, and that could be why I'm sort of not in favor of very sparse Eurobeat. what I value from the genre might be different from what someone else values. And that's totally fair. And by the way, a lot of what I'm positing to you is philosophy and subjective opinion. There could be an argument for more minimalist Eurobeat that's perfectly valid and fine. If you can get good creative mileage out of fewer things, then obviously, like, help yourself. I happen to value how rich and lush a lot of Eurobeat is. That's part of what drew me in. Gotta hop out. Take care, Jesse. Thank you so much for coming. The song felt like you were a kid at a fairground looking around at all the interesting sights and sounds that fill you with wonder and imagination. Earlier today, I was getting some songs together for an upcoming set. I'm gonna be real, it's for my Mag West set. And I was listening to a lot of Eurobeat that ended up in various games. I listened to Turn Around from is it Boneworks or Bone Lab? Bone Lab. I listened to songs from early DDR, from later DDR. I listened to songs, where's my thing here? I listened to songs from My. I listened to songs from Initial D. I listened to songs from Toho. Excuse me. And like, there's such a breadth, a width of expression styles in Eurobeat. It's part of why whenever I hear of a label that I didn't know about, I love diving in and hearing how it sounded. It's actually why I like post-2007 SCP and GDM stuff. They continue where ABC were doing in the early thousands, but took the timbres and instrumentation forward. I can appreciate that to a point. The only thing that I dislike about some early GGM stuff was the leads tended to be a lot of just kind of detuned saws with not enough to give it a brassy texture. Not to say that every song needed to have a brass, but there were some songs where I feel, yeah, the watery super saws. Honestly, everything else, like so much about other GGM tracks, everything else was really good. XIV keeps adding more genres to its repertoire. XIV, I'm not sure if I understand. Oh, Final Fantasy? Hope that if they add Eurobeat, the Audi gets some of that bread. Yeah, if a game reaches out to me for that, I would like to license it to that and receive payment. Those are both things I like. Bread. But yeah, no, like, that's, I will say that it's a part of why, part of my dislike for the song I Am Superstar by Futura so much. Your channel points are 666 right now. Right. So, I think with I'm Superstar, it was a sparseness that went too far. Oh, it's catching me twisting my hair. Thank you so much for that, Butts. And I'll do that fancy hydrate. So, when in doubt, pinky out. That will make any sip of whatever you're drinking that much fancier. Cheers. Okay. I think you did that. Like, I'm Superstar was sparse in this way that I really disliked, which was weird because I actually really liked Give Me Sunshine by Futura. Because it was still minimalist, but it made the layers work. There was an artistic expression to it that, oh, thank you, that felt like it was doing more. I could make a song better than, okay, nope. That's me saying something that's not constructive. I'm Superstar could have benefited from a more pronounced riff section with fuller layers, with more accurate pitch from the vocalist, with less awkward delivery. It felt almost like it was out of time with itself in a lot of ways. I'm Superstar is the kind of track that has a level of production on it that sounds surprisingly amateurish given the staff on it. And that's the issue that I have with it. It's still Eurobeat, obviously. Like, I'll defend its status as Eurobeat. Barely. But it still qualifies to me. Sorry. Weird tangent. All that to say, I think a lot of... Howdy, I just wanted to let you know that I did put Mommy Penelope in one of my artworks and just wanted to let you know. The art's not finished yet, but it should be soon. I look forward to it. I'd love to see. There's so little there that it's impossible to know what melody or rhythm they're... Exactly. What little they did have was weirdly like clashing or like... It just sounded unpleasant. It was just like, why is this... Why... Stop. It was bad. There's a lot of barely even Eurobeat anymore in the 2OX series too. There was... Here's the only thing that'll credit it for, though. It was trying new things. I may not have liked all those things, but there's something to be said for, like, okay, what are we going to do? Labyrinth of Love by Aleki, but that was... Yeah, actually, here's the thing. Some of the later tracks from Sci-Fam, Boom Boom Beat, etc., kind of not Eurobeat, but really good. Like... I think there are some things about, oh gosh. So tell me why, I need you by my side. I think it's Just a Love Story. Love that song. So good. It's great. There's some stuff about it that sounds weirdly like pseudo, not super particularly Eurobeaty, but it's good. Like, I almost kind of like it because of that. Oh, I love that song. I'm just gonna let this off my chest because wounds are opening up. I got diagnosed with ADHD, but I feel like there's much more wrong with me. Oh, Vanilla, I'm sorry to hear that. Whenever I consider something with which I may not yet be diagnosed, I guess when I think about it, I don't see it as something wrong with me so much as just not understanding my own particular obstacles. And it doesn't make you like less valid or good to be going through something like that. Possibly a bad time right now. It does clash a little bit, but I mean, it feels a little bit more urgent, a little bit more important. You are still wonderful and valid exactly as you are. Whether you know exactly what you're going through or there's something that is yet to be diagnosed. Fear of Travelers was Under the Power of My Heart. I don't remember that one, but I remember I feel like around that time it was still good. Also, Get Somebody to Love Him. Up there with Black UFO. Needs to be more of a legend than it is. Like, underrated, sorry. So, something that I loved about, very meticulously made, very articulate Eurobeat is that it rewards those senses. It's like scratches, like little tingly ASMR scritches for the brain. Actually, that was pretty cool. There's nothing wrong with having ADHD. I should know I have ADHD and it's not a bad thing. It just means people can see me better. I see what you did there. I went in to be evaluated for it, and the doctor believed that I was just thinking about too many things to a point where it was distracting me on a similar level to that, but I don't entirely see how that's different. I don't know. I don't think it was any kind of malice or anything either. Like, he seemed to be quite fond of talking to me in a healthy, understandable way, not in a creepy way. But yeah, no, like, how do we get into this? I'm sorry. Yeah, Eurobeat has this particular magic to it, I think. But, I think when it comes to how Eurobeat can be done, I find that it rewards the creativity found in maximalism. No worries, Vanilla. No need to be sorry. No need to be sorry. I think the thing is, I was trying to remember the threads on the tangents on which we've surfed. Can I hop on if we're going to talk Eurobeat more? That's the thing. I'm trying to remember where we've gone and how we got into Eurobeat. I think it was, I think we were talking about, that once Roselia and Co. raided in. What were we on before that? Oh, League and game traumas and such. One of these days, Shannon, we should do that. How do we get into? Yeah, you remember that. Oh yeah, I was getting songs together for Mag West, and listening to a lot of just the variety that's out there was really cool. That machine will also now be powering. Actually, I think it'll just be visuals. I think I'll be using the J's for the song for the music, and then I'll just be using the laptop for Resolume, and possibly other stuff. Yeah, that'll be neato burrito. When producing, I've always had my problem where I would do it in a chaotic way, where I'd get a melody in my head out of nowhere, and I have to spend 1 to 2 weeks dissociating when I'm busy producing it. Then somehow sounds good, but if I sit at the PC and try to force myself to make something, I never know what to do because those bursts happen once or twice a year, and I want to make it more consistent. That's a fair question, Powder Queen. Would you be open to what tended to work for me? Ironically, you want to know how I got more consistent in being able to sort of generate creativity upon command? I started streaming. Seriously though, like, I realized that I needed to make more of a habit of making. Even if it was just working on what I was already working on, I would start building these little building blocks and pieces. You know, general chunks of how I tend to work that I can more easily apply to future projects. And then, was it the way that I've heard it put? I think it was in the SoundCloud Bible by Booty Volt. And the notion was creativity as a daily habit tends to generate better creativity. The idea of like a track in a day challenge or a track in an hour or what's it? Another like Virtual Riot used to do that like dubstep drop in 10 minutes. You don't have to make something that's finished. Just try to make something. It could suck. In fact, being really bad at making that is kind of the part where you got to start. And then you make something in 10 minutes and it sucks. You make another thing in 10 minutes and that sucks, but it's slightly less than the first time. You do enough of those little 10-minute sessions, theoretically, and over time, you will suck less. Your work will sound cooler. You'll know what you resonate with, the kinds of things that you're drawn to when it's on command. Like I have little tropes and traits and tricks in my songs that I tend to lean on. Certain chord progressions and certain ways that I'll write certain things. There's a little that I used to end a lot of riffs with, and I still sneak that in sometimes. The idea is to reduce your friction between zero and idea, and to, I guess, just like build the neurons that fire when you come up with an idea. So I think that's something as a first step to being kind of good. Yeah, exactly that. You just hear maybe. Okay, that needs to be a sound alert. Like if someone gifts like over 25 subs or something or X amount of money, that just needs to play like That's a great idea, honestly. But yeah, little challenges to do something in a short amount of time. Well, that's not true, Shannon. I get it too. But yeah, no. I know 8-Bit Drummer has a bunch of alerts for different things. Yeah, exactly. Like, you start to understand your own personal mental library. Listening to other stuff expands that personal library, and challenging yourself to make something as often as you can refines it. I'll confess I'm no longer in the habit of working in my DAW daily, which I used to do, but that's because I'm doing so much more these days. I'm doing dance classes. Well, once I'm over whatever weird allergic thing that I've been going through, I'm attending other things. I'm working on other parts of myself. Now that I am personally more of an element of what I present to you, there are these little things that I do that aren't in the DAW. But part of why I got streaming was to keep myself accountable to spending every so often in my DAW, in my programs, in my software, in writing. Actually, would you be open to another thing that I found has helped with my creative habits? So you're getting ideas for melodies, right? This will sound interesting, but bear with me. Go out somewhere, like a coffee shop or a library or somewhere that you find that you focus best, and write lyrics. Here's why I mean that. In my case, when I write lyrics, melodies emerge. I get reminded of certain songs or certain feelings, or I'm listening to, whatever from the iPod is playing in the background, and it infuses when I'm writing. And it doesn't even have to be words. It can be poetry. You could write, as long as you're doing some creative writing, it influences. There's a musicality to it. You don't even have to assign it right away. But when I was writing stuff like On Top of the Silo, I remember I was influenced by a few other Brat Sinclair tracks. And there was just this idea, I kept getting this thing in my head. I think it might have been Call Me Tora that was stuck in my head. There's a couple of other ones. What if I never go outside? Fix it. Seriously, this is one of the few times. Listen, a lot of people use go touch grass as an insult. Please understand. And I'm saying this to myself too, because I don't go out and do this nearly as often as I should. I want to start doing it more. It's part of why I have the laptop, so I can go and do that and other work things away from home. I encourage you. Life is too short to not share it. Life is too short to not be around others. Coffee shops, libraries. You don't even necessarily have to touch grass. Just breathe fresher air. Go somewhere that you share with other people. I bought a MacBook specifically for music production on the go. Great. Honestly, the battery life in MacBook Pros, valid reason in their own right. You are here despite your better judgment. It's late for you, isn't it? Hello. I hope you're doing well today. You don't have to touch grass. Just go out into the world and touch fresh air. Welcome back, Action. Don't have any other people. Meet new friends. When you go out into coffee shops and libraries and restaurants, when you go out and put yourself out in the world and take up space, you bump into people. And that's great, because then you can meet new people and say hi. And maybe they have shared interests in you, or maybe with you, or maybe something else. You just can't make new friends. You'd be surprised. And by the way, some of this is me preaching to the choir, and that's totally fair, Oni. Even just being around other human beings, I think, can be very healthy. Even if you're not making new friends, just existing, remembering that you are worthy of the space you occupy in the world. It can be just for that much. To go out quietly, order a drink, do your writing, and then leave. I say that, by the way, because the last time that I went to go write lyrics at the coffee shop, I didn't talk to anyone else other than the person at the desk. I didn't make friends. Most of the times I go out, I don't make new friends. You don't have to. It's just healthy to remember that the space that you occupy in the world with other people, you're worthy of occupying it. And being around new people and new cultures and new ideas, exactly. You are exposed to new ideas, and new ideas inspire. New ideas help fire off new neurons. It's part of the creative process. Even if you end up like me, where I recently came to the realization that I might have some social anxiety. I'm scared around a lot of people. If I'm not at a convention or something where I trust that people are even at conventions a little bit. Like Bernie conventions, I'm fine. But like TwitchCon and other conventions like that where I'm not some big shot. Sorry. It's scary. I tend not to talk to people. I tend to be very quiet. I try to just, I'll wear something nice, but I get scared to take up space. part of why I'm telling you all that it's okay to take up space is kind of preaching to the choir here. I get very scared of being out in the world as a noticeable, identifiable trans woman, let alone as a public figure. It depends on if you can prepare yourself for stuff. I'm the same. I suppose so. I think I told some of you about the kind of rough interaction I had. Thank you for that, Bats. That I had at 7-Eleven recently. Long story short, I went on a walk. I went on a walk and decided to swing by a 7-Eleven on my way back home. And as I was going through my order, there was a gentleman, appeared to be going through quite a lot. Didn't seem to be quite fully there, that approached and said some pretty awful things about me, to me. Used some lovely slurs. And I was scared because earlier that day I had some insecurity about, like, you know, maybe I need to chill a little bit. Maybe I need to not worry so much about the space I occupy and how visibly trans I look and how much of this, that, whatever. And I came home that day going like, well, never freaking mind. Clearly I was right. Which I wasn't. One asshole treating me like that does not suddenly undo how valid the space I take up is. Like I said earlier, I don't owe anyone some amount of compliance or gender performance or something like that. We're still worthy of the space we occupy. Going out into the world isn't just a matter of like, touch grass or get new ideas. It's an assertion that we exist and that we need to exist. That we are not built for living in some cage of our own construction. This got real deep real fast. Sorry. Woo! Woo! So on a more positive light, you know, the notion of going out into the world and participating is important because, well, we were made to exist around others. We're social creatures. Even if we don't talk to others, we fill a seat. We fill a spot. We don't necessarily need to go out of our way to make a new friend every day, but we're okay. We're okay with just taking up the space we need to be a person. That seat in the cafe is there for you. That spot in the elevator is for you. The aisles at the store, the self-checkout lines and the aisles of clothes are for you. Discussion is really weird because I feel like it should be helping me, but I don't know if it is, and I'm not sure why it isn't. I think it's because I've talked about, go and put yourself out in the world, and then I talked about experiencing one of the risks of putting yourself out in the world. It is risky, especially if you are gender nonconforming or present in a way that conflicts with norms and standards. It's scary. My anxiety is not founded on nothing. I have experienced the source of it. I've had it validated to my face. But I still need to do it. The alternative is much worse. As scared as I am of going to my dance classes, of bumping into the trauma of someone finding the video sessions that that we do at this class, if someone goes through and does to me again what happened years ago, as scary as that is, the alternative is solitude. It's weird to be smiling as I say that. I'm gender nonconforming, but still uncomfortable with my current presentation. It's really eating me away. I feel like I'm going to fade away. Again, please do not fade away. Please do not fade away. Whatever it is that you need to do to find confidence in yourself, in your presentation, and in being who you are and taking up the space that you take up, I hope that you find it. How do you existing help so much? Because so many Thank you again. Any of you can do better for yourself and keep going and take up. It's important that we take up space in the world. I say it as scary as it is for me even now. I struggle to let you and your content be there for me because I'm so... I give it because you need to wait for one for months and all. I am genuinely sorry. I feel like I might have gotten a little too heavy with the subject. All in all, my conversation was more to be one of encouragement. That we are worthy of the space that we take up. That going out into the world and existing, taking up that space is important. To be creative, we need exposure to things outside of ourselves. And to lock ourselves away for our creative purposes is the opposite. We can only stagnate at best when we do that. Hello, Joshua. Sorry for the somber tone. We bumped into a pretty raw subject. But, yeah, for creativity, I very much recommend doing the scary thing. Easier said than done, right? But, art tends to derive from strong feelings. If we're scared of something, that's a strong feeling. If we're sorrowful that we're going through something unfair, unjust, there's a strong feeling. Injustice can be as much of an inspiration for new material as anything else. Again, I realized I have been held back from opening up, being too loud. My parents held me back, fellow kids judged me. I've been fully caved in for a decade. The wonderful thing about being an adult, as much as I hope your situations can allow for this, is we can decide. We can decide not to stick to that anymore. That we don't have to be someone else for someone else. I let the expectations of others hold me back. I let the general assigned life dictate who I was. Remember that you're a valid little being and that you deserve to be who you are and who you want to be. No matter what anyone else says, remember that. You do so much good and bring so much joy in the world, and you really helped me out with finding who I am and showing me that my feelings about myself are valid. So I want to thank you for... Oni, thank you. Audie, can we get some hugs? As much as I can. Thank you for the head pats. And thank you for the natural voice redemption, Gwumbles. I've been pretty good about keeping my voice natural. Thank you for the head pats. Sorry that the subject got a little heavy. As a community, thank you again. But yeah. Oh, take care, Cobalt. I'm probably going to be wrapping up in a few minutes, but I do want to wrap things up in a positive light. Creativity is not a comfortable subject. I'm going to put the music back on. Creativity is vulnerability. We are expressing something, and in doing so, we subject ourselves to criticism of that idea. I think I need to do that hydrate. Thank you for the head pats. Hello, Lena. You're coming in on the tail end of a pretty heavy subject. Sorry about that. I'm trying to get the vibes back in line. Creativity and the habit of creativity comes from a vulnerability. And by occupying space in the world, by being who we are unashamedly, we put ourselves into situations and things that spark our creativity and maybe the creativity of others. Realization that I've been holding myself back out of fear of being seen. I'm sorry. Mr. Action, that is nothing to be sorry for. You do not need to be sorry for going through what you're going through. I wish you all the confidence to embrace who you are and to find happiness in that. To grow in ways that you need to grow, but to love what you can love about yourself. Anyway, I gotta get to work now. No worries, Oni. Thank you so much for popping in today. And I hope that you have a good day at work. Same reason I never show anyone at work my furry characters. I don't even show them that I draw. I feel like at work there is a difference. For instance, at my last work, the only reason people knew that I was a musician was because, well, I did occasionally DJ with the headphones that we sold. It was part of what allowed me the context to work with them. But most... How do I say? Problem is that I'm not growing in the ways that I need to grow. Nah, I see what you do there. I'm on the kinds of pills that I would need to be on to grow the ways that I need to grow. But in terms of personal growth, in terms of being comfortable with yourself as a person, I wish you as much
Thank you so much, Odie. This stream got painful, but that's needed sometimes. I wish you all the best. You're amazing. Less than 3.
Well, I'm sorry that it got painful. I'm glad that it could be of some value at least. That's part of why I think I apologize as often as I did for the subject getting that heavy. Vanilla, is it okay if I don't do the spins based on that? I feel like, given the subject matter, it feels a little too silly to spin a wacky little wheel based on that. I don't have that luxury. I work in receiving. These people aren't comfortable with a female president, so I don't even express them by. That's fair. By the way, please protect yourselves as much as you need to. For a certain amount of time, there was a point where I was in a context where I could not safely come out. Please don't subject yourself to danger unless you feel genuinely ready for it. If you feel like you will not be safe, then please don't feel like you have to force yourself. That is the one caveat I'll say for the go outside, you know, like go to a cafe kind of thing. Generally, people are supportive in larger public sections. Most people don't care. Most people are just focused on themselves in a good way. But if you feel like you will be harmed, if you have reason to believe that you will be accosted for just taking up space, then please be safe first. I don't think I can afford to donate. I think my bank account is currently at do not donate. Do not put yourself under financial strain. Being here is more than enough. It really sucks because I live and work in Seattle. I'm in the bro pocket. Oh gosh. I kind of feel that. I was very fortunate to be in a certain part of San Francisco startups to where if I did transition, it would generally be at least accepted on paper. But there was also enough overlap with like tech bro culture to where there'd be different forms of phobia and harm that that could come about. I don't think that the folks that I was with at the time would have done anything. If anything, they probably would have been very, very supportive. But I was, at least for a little while, definitely in some contexts where I could not safely come out. I was considering coming out as early as like 2017, looking back on some of my old chats with people. And then 2019, I was starting to actually lend it proper credibility. And then 2020, I was going to start looking into hormones and such, and then, well, COVID. I'm sorry, I feel like I could not quite properly rescue the vibes. But what I can say is, well, if you are feeling up to it, if you have the comfort in yourself. I'm about to cry, so much happening in my head right now, so scared of just going outside and facing my fear of being seen and judged. You're sorry you didn't help. Sometimes we can't always have happy words. Sometimes what we're going through is rough like that. I remember well before 2020, there were times when I'd put myself together and just go do the one thing. I'd go buy groceries. I'd go fill up my car with gas, and I would just be put together the way that I like. I did not pass back then, and I was very scared. I remember some walks that I went on where I think there was some kid that would be like, "Is that a guy? Lol!" Like, saying lol out loud, even in the late 2010s, seems a little dated. A little shit. As much as you safely can, I hope that you can find spaces in your life where you can be unashamedly, unabashedly yourself. And in time, I am wrapping up pretty soon. I know I'm getting a little preachy. I hope that you can put yourself out in the world confidently, even if other people do say something shitty or even do shitty things towards you, that you do not let that invalidate who you are. We're coming up, we're past the 3-hour mark now, so before we wrap up the stream, I'd like to open up the floor to questions, comments, remarks, and redemptions. And if there are none, then we can find a stream to raid and raid into it. I need to watch my spending habits, but I think those €25 were well spent. Thank you, Vanilla. I do appreciate that. And please understand, like, I am big titty anime girl that makes Nightcore Italo Disco on the internet. Like, I am not some qualified expert in jack or shit. Pardon my French, but like, if any of you are experiencing particularly dark thoughts or feelings about yourself, who you are, what you are, your identity, or your place in the world, I think at some point I need to dig up some of the resources that are out there for those who might want to understand themselves better, that might be better qualified than myself. But I would encourage seeking out someone more qualified to talk to. Ideally a professional. Your Odyssey Eurobeat says, I see what you did there. I think there's even a Eurobeat compilation. I think SciFam did like its Eurobeat, where it's got the Euro symbol on it. I see what you did there. Sadly, I don't trust our hotline. There was a video about a guy calling that number and he got nowhere. It may not be, it could very well be that local resources may be exhausted or otherwise insufficient. I'm not sure where the best resources are, but I do hope that they can become evident to you. It's the most that I think I could reasonably wish. And that's the thing, because I'm not qualified in any of this, it's hard for me to know where to point people, you know? Let's see. I don't need therapy, I just need honkers. I mean, you would have your own pre-built-in stress balls. Let's see. Kenya, Mousy, Vinesauce, Cinder, Matara, Numi, Isa, Yuzu, Loading Ready Run, Pumpkin Potions, Yui IX, Quinn Bennett, Alexandria. Let's see. Gazakantha. Muzunomi, Crub, Morgana, EB Games, Vil. Oh, Cluseller streaming. Alvanil streaming. IRL Donut appears to be sleeping. Psywave, Fornea, Munchmeister. We leaving, bye-bye. Take care, mechanics. Thank you so much for coming. Was the last time we rated Zeriberry? It's been a hot minute. Is Zeriberry streaming? I don't think I'm following Zeriberry. Zerrybby. Is it Zeriberry as in like berries? Mixed berries? I don't see that username. Is it Zariberry? It is Zariberry. Yeah, okay. You know what? Sure. Let's go ahead and raid Zariberry. Well, wait a minute.
If you wish to leave a record of your call, please state your message at the sound of the tone.
Sure, you know what? Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Yeah, let's go ahead and raid Zariberry. Before we go, any last questions, comments, remarks, redemptions? Tomorrow we're gonna be decorating the new laptop. Yeah, I'm definitely not going to dance class today. For one, I didn't pay for more classes, and for another, I'm not physically well. Just saying thank you. No need to thank me. Thank you, if anything. For those who are new here, we don't always get this heavy. Usually it's all kinds of fun. Eurobeat, big booby, haha, red hair, gameplay and shenanigans. Today just kind of hit funky. All right. Yeah, let's just go ahead and get the raid going. All right. Raid Zariberry. All right, friends. I will see you tomorrow. Until then, I'm Odyssey of Odyssey Eurobeat signing out. Bye bye. Oh, it's gotta eat the sea. Bye bye. Mwah. Bye bye.
Who wants to be old?